Let's go down to Ward 4 City Council, running as an independent, Mary Dryden.
I am Mary Dryden, and I would like to represent Ward 4 on the Hattiesburg City Council, and I thank you, Council of Neighborhoods, for the chance to tell you how much I love Hattiesburg. We were asked to say how we envision Hattiesburg, how we would see it if we could have our position, and I envision a Hattiesburg where we come together as a people who have a common purpose and a shared vision, who feel safe where we're living and working, and have all of the resources necessary to say life is good. It's my goal to help neighbors connect with each other and with our city's leadership. And I appreciate what Dave Ware has done on the council to help the neighborhoods define themselves. There are neighbors who still don't know each other, and I'd like for them to be able to find a way to reach out. I'm a fourth-generation native of Hattiesburg, and I've seen many changes over the years. But what remained the same is the passion for improvement. So I've been listening to you, and I hear your concerns about safety, about maintenance, and about accessibility. I'd like to see our downtown continue its revival. It's become a wonderful place to work and play and live. To continue the revitalization of the Hardy Street area, the Gordon Creek project, the Rails to Trails. I'd like to see us create new law enforcement facilities, to continue transforming blighted areas, and I appreciate what our environmental court is doing. We need to give it our full support. We need to maintain our streets, and I'd like to ask that Korean Street be a priority. And let's repair South 24th Avenue, and you probably have other streets you'd like to name. Let's complete projects so that that pile of green pipes will be gone from Adeline Street. We need to look at our sewage problems, not only in the short term, but in the long term, and come up with progressive solutions. We need more green spaces. We need businesses to fill empty buildings so that we can shop on this side of Highway 59, excuse me.
Ms. Rice, I'm sorry, your time is up.
Okay, thank you.
Our next candidate for Ward 4 City Council is an independent, Petra Arnold-Wingo.
Good evening. My name is Petra Arnold-Wingo, and I am running for City Council Ward 4. I'd like to take this opportunity to first thank the Council of Neighbors, Mr. Swan, and the residents of Hattiesburg that are here tonight. I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm an 81 graduate of Hattiesburg High. I'm an 86 graduate of the University of Southern Mississippi. Growing up in Hattiesburg has been a tremendous blessing for me. It has instilled in me a drive for excellence and a desire to see a connected community. I believe that creating an environment and inspiring advancements in our communities so that our residents will feel safe and comfortable is a job that is at the very least that an elected official can do. I'm very pleased and honored to be here before you. I apologize for sidetracking, but thank you for allowing me to speak before you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have you made a decision about the waste treatment system, whatever it is? What were the determining factors for you? Ward 4, Mary Dryden.
I think it would be premature for me to say how I would vote on this issue, because I know the council's been working really hard to gather all of the information, and I would have to see all that they've gathered and hear from people who would talk to us about how to solve it. I do know that as a child, I remember the pipes that were going out into the Gulf of Mexico, and it's absolutely ludicrous to think that we used to put waste into the Gulf. It will seem just as ludicrous to future generations that we have been discharging waste into the Leaf River. We need to look at our rivers as assets, and we need to stop that discharge of waste. I know that we need to look at the most progressive methods available, and cost will certainly be a factor, so there's a lot to be considered.
Thank you, Ms. Wingo.
I too think it's a bit premature for me to make a choice in the solutions that have been presented to the council. What I will say is this, is whatever solution is made, that it must be made with the residents of Hattiesburg in mind in regard to costs to the residents as well as the quality of life. And finally, whatever solution is made, it must be a solution to address the long term. This is not an issue that we need to be revisiting in 5 or 10 years. Thank you.
What do you plan to engage citizens in sincere dialogue as opposed to a twice-a-month public forum with no elected official accountability? Ms. Wingo?
I guess I somewhat equate dialogue and communication to be very closely related. And to, I guess, add this comment to something that Mr. Harrington said earlier, and this is in regard to the website. I think the city has a tremendous opportunity to communicate what is going on by use of that website. And based on the current website, in my opinion, it is not very user-friendly. The information that is available, in my opinion, is not as current as it should be. And what is disturbing to me is, as I'm doing my research and looking at what's available to the citizens of Hattiesburg, the most recent annual report that was available was dated 2006. So that's very disturbing to me, with this being 2013. So I think there is a huge opportunity to open up the lines of communication with our residents by making that website user-friendly, by putting there not just announcements regarding public forums, but the outcome of the public forum. What is the feedback? What are the minutes from the public forum? So that the entire community is aware of what's going on. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Wingo. Mr. Ryden?
Well, I was thinking about this question in terms of how I would be able to communicate with the constituents of Ward 4. And I intend to have a website and email address and always be accessible by telephone. I think it's important that the Ward 4 residents and all of the residents of Hattiesburg know the procedure to go through when they have a concern and they're not able to get things rectified. And I'd like to help them with that solution and to help them see how to take that to the meetings.
I've got several cards up here, and this one seems to really stand out. Several people wanted to know, what do you plan to do to address Hattiesburg's public safety concerns? Ms. Bryden?
I think we can all agree that our facilities for our policemen are woefully inadequate. So I'm in favor of better facilities, and I think that good facilities will help us recruit the best and the brightest and to retain them. I also think that at the end of the day, it's about relationships. And I'd like to see our policemen have better relationships with each neighborhood. If the neighborhood association meetings could always include a policeman so that the people know who the policemen are, and so that children start to see them as I did as a child, as officer friendly, and realize that they're there for our protection. I also think that strong neighborhoods prevent crime. When neighbors know each other and look out for each other and call each other when things happen, I think it helps the crime to go down.
Ms. Wingo?
I know that I would want those who are in a position to serve and protect me to be in an environment where they enjoy going to work. So whether the solution is a new facility or renovating the current, I'm not sure. I don't have the information to make that decision. But we do need to support our police department. Their purpose is to serve and protect us. So it is our responsibility to make sure that they have the tools that they need to do the job that we expect of them.
I'm going to give our candidates an opportunity for a 2-minute closing. And I will be real strict on the 2 minutes. I will give you, I'll say 15 when you have 15 seconds left. So we give each candidate a 2-minute closing statement. Ms. Wright, you have 2 minutes, ma'am.
I'm glad to see you here tonight. You would think that as important as Hattiesburg is to all of us, that we would have this room packed. With the recent project that came up about the jail, a lot of people came forward with a lot of ideas and a lot of opinions. And it was really exciting to see people care. Apathy is not a good thing for our community. So I'm excited about the fact that people are interested in Hattiesburg. We have architecture that needs to be preserved. We have a history to be preserved. And then we need to look at the future and what we'd like to accomplish. And again, it's about relationships. I'd like to see us have strong relationships with our university so that the city is partnering with USM and with William Carey and our community college. I would like to see us have relationships like the way Parkway Heights United Methodist Church has adopted Willie School and made a tremendous difference, including feeding hungry children. I'd like to have a relationship with more of you. It's been the best thing about campaigning. I've met wonderful people, and I look forward to meeting more of you. It would be a privilege to serve on this council. I appreciate what each member of the council has done for Hattiesburg, what our current administration has done, and I look forward to the exciting things that we have ahead of us. I hope you'll vote for me on June 4th. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rogers. Ms. Wingo, 2 minutes, please.
I'd like to think that I've identified 4 key areas that would promote positive and sustainable change in Hattiesburg. First, if we bring in opportunities, employment opportunities, that would impact our economy positively. By opening up the communication from the legislative branch of the city's government, that would provide education to the residents so that they know what's going on. And we would be able to take that education and make some strong, positive decisions that would allow us to feel empowered about what is going on in our city. And once we make those decisions that affect the entire city, that can do nothing but improve the environment that we live in. I ask that when you make your decision on June 4th, that you consider building for the future of Hattiesburg. And when you cast your vote, and you want your voice heard, that you would cast your vote for me, Petra Arnold Wingo, in Ward 4. Thank you.
Let's give our candidates a big round of applause. We also want to thank the League, the Hattiesburg Council of Neighborhoods for sponsoring this candidate forum. Very good information passed out tonight, and I'm sure the candidates will be up here to shake hands and to talk to you if you have other questions. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for coming, and be sure to vote. Goodbye.
I want to give our moderator a hand.